Hey everybody, it's Master Gallengeist here, bringing you my review for Marvel Must-Haves June 2025. Ooh, and this has Fantastic Four 575, Wolverine Revenge Issue 1, and Storm Issue 1. I also got this other kind of thing, Zdarsky Comics News kind of thing. This was a fun little thing. If you see that around, it's an interesting kind of little read. He kind of interviews himself for like his Cap run that'll be coming up in July, which was actually kind of funny and talking about like his whole kind of thing to it. So I would just say to kind of check that out. It's a strange, weird little thing, but it was a funny little read. This, I liked Storm issue 1. Interestingly enough, it was pretty much doing this forefront of pop culture Fantastic Four because that's popping off. Wolverine Revenge was a kind of weird choice, and and then Storm, I'm like, alright, but Storm was the kind of best one that I got out of this one. Interestingly, the Fantastic Four, and the Revenge one are both by Hickman, but these showcase that I'm like, okay, I gotta watch out because there are certain things that I don't like from Hickman, because I didn't like his handle on the Fantastic Four in this one. And then the Revenge one is kind of like this alternate kind of thing, which like pretty much has like a team up thing happen, and then everybody kind of gets blown up, and then seeing Wolverine do the revenge thing. So with FF, let's get into that. We got the Baxter Building in New York City. We see some like old people popping up. One person gets like hit. One of them gets hit by a truck, and they like carry the head in, and of course their system goes off. And I was like, oh shit. I think that's far enough. What are you doing here? Fantastic numbered 4. I bring you a message from the old man. Spit it out before I knock your head back on or something. Well, please clear the lobby. Of course, we see then that mole man pops in. And I really don't think of Ben doing that. My oldest of adversaries. There's chaos in the underworld. Subterranea is in peril, and I believe you are my only hope. I do like the art of the creatures there and Mole Man there, so that's awesome. It's like, oh shit, he needs help. You say the problem is here? This reads as nothing more than a geothermal vent. It's disguised so that it appears natural, but I assure you, Dr. Richards, the Ascension engine that powers the abandoned city is most certainly not. You've heard of the city, yes? No. The city is the failed life's work of Herbert Wyndham, high evolutionary. He built a Darwin bubble away from the prying eyes and hypocrisy of mainstream science. He would finally be able to experiment in a closed environment as he wished. He would push the limits of evolutionary science, and then, triumphant in his discovery, raise the city to the surface for all to see. It's like, okay, so he's doing his shit. Let's see, Hickman and Dale Eaglesham as the artists. It's like, alright, that kind of tracks with the stuff that we've seen from Guardians 3. It didn't work. Instead of rapid evolution as it spun up, the Ascension engine began to devolve those within the city. The high evolutionary and his new men were forced to flee. They also failed to deactivate the machine. The city was later found by my moloids. Not knowing what it was, and possessing the ignorant curiosity of lesser creatures, they ventured inside. Who would have known that the devolved form of the moloid was something resembling a human being? Who could have guessed there would be a more alarming change? It's like, okay, what's going on here? As we see the children coming in and looking at stuff too. Johnny holding the fucking head. The high evolutionary had remained in the city until the engine completely spun up. His intelligence would have been magnified, increased to a superhuman level. Fascinating. Is that why you can speak? Is the change permanent? Yes. For those who, like myself, were born in the city. I left because we were considered pariahs, outcasts. That's okay, Mr. Head. If you need to, you can stay here with us. I hate to be that guy, but what does any of this have to do with us? Because, my boy, they're going to raise the city. It's like, alright. Deep within the Aeolus cave passage leading to Subterranea later. Everyone get comfortable. This ship wasn't built for this, so things could get a little hairy. We could have burrowed straight down. No, drilling down would collapse the cavern and the city lies on a fault line. That could trigger a seismic event, so we'll take a safer approach. And I've been this way before. My god, is that? Yes. This is where I buried the Galactus from the future. This marks the edge of the underworld. It's like, oh, okay. Deep within Subterranea later, as we see things kind of going on. Like, alright. Mole Man being like, I don't want to destroy society, I just want to protect what's mine. It ain't bad, but that ain't really what I'm paying attention to. Something bothering you, Grim? Nope, not a thing. I'm just waiting for you to show your true colors so I can clobber me a little person. You still think I'm up to my old ways? You saying that ain't the case, pal? It's like, that's not really the Ben that I kind of liked. I'm like, oh, okay, I kind of like how Norse got a handle on him. I'm like, oh, you're just looking for an excuse to pummel this dude? What the fuck? Of course, Mole Man is thinking that creatures should be content who they are. Nobody should have to be a monster they don't want to be. Did you know that the moles in this city refused to reproduce? They did at first, but the process they underwent made their children like the one you met at the Baxter Building. Just as intelligent, but they still had their old skin, a constant reminder of what has been, so that they stopped having babies. Now they only grow their number by absorbing my people into the city. Do you know what they did with those children? They abandoned them in the area underneath the city. They left them to survive all alone. Now there are only a few left, so I ask you, which is better? Simple creatures who know nothing more than community and the comfort of their family, or enlightened individuals who abandon those things for their own personal gain? Huh? We stop. Is this the end of the line? Oh no, we'll be going much deeper. It's like, alright, I understand that they're trying to do certain kind of things. We see Torch using his powers, Sue using her powers, saying that they're going through all these different kind of places, delving deep into certain kind of things, getting to their final destination, showing the city. Ben going to get the kids, getting some of them out of there as he de-evolves, but still keeps his cosmic powers. And then they kind of just blast out, as we see that the city kind of pops up as well, saying that it'll take an hour or so for that to wear off on Ben, as the city's up and they've got to kind of deal with it now. And then, of course, talking about how the issues kind of pop up and what's going on. So I was just like, other than the art, I'm pretty alright. Like, the art's the main thing that was, like, picking me up on it. I'm like, I've kind of liked Dan Slott's run and what I've been seeing with Ryan North. So then we get to Wolverine the Revenge as, like, bringing up. It's kind of set with, like, a Magneto kind of event with this giant kind of asteroid. 0 a.m. after Magneto, the Savage Land, Antarctica, as we see these guys going after this kind of thing. It's like, shit's going real. Wolverine riding a Triceratops, which is pretty awesome. And then it gets killed, and the people are like, oh, fuck. And then we see Wolverine pretty much fighting this dinosaur, which is awesome. That's cool. He's like, come down here to unwind, unplug, and disappear, and then you make the mistake of interrupting my vacation. And then we see that Fury's like, yeah, shit's going real. And decided to gather Steve, Bucky, and Wolverine to deal with this. That there used to be a fleet of 20 fully functional helicarriers. And then Asteroid M blew up, and we're looking at the last 3. It's pretty much fucked up a good chunk of the world with electronics and all that. So they need to get the lights back on quickly. So they are going to a heist, the Tunguska Station. We're 100 miles out from it now, and if our intel is correct, it's the home of the only cold fusion seed reactor to ever exist. 2 problems, of course. It ain't ours, and it is theirs. The Brotherhood of Evil Mutants, which we believe is currently being run by Mastermind. And then, of course, Steve's like, appealing to his better nature probably won't work. So we see that they divide the helicarriers. We've got Quartermain, Clay Quartermain, Maria Hill, and Dum Dum Dugan, which is kind of awesome. And they kind of like shift over, so they're going to kind of do what they do. But we see that the dude kind of like takes control of certain kind of things. General chaos ensues, and our heroes kind of buck out. That's pretty fucking awesome. Steve with a shield like that. So they pretty much try and survey the area and see what's kind of going on. But they kind of pretty much get picked off one by one. One dude gets killed by Deadpool, the other by Sabretooth. Bucky gets taken down by Sabretooth, looks like. Steve gets captured by Omega Red, and of course Wolverine gets beset by the 3 of them. Actually, while Deadpool wanted to do you from a distance and Omega Red wanted to get you up close, I had to explain to them that we needed to take it somewhat easy on you. The boss wants a word with you before we shut your eyes for good. Of course, seeing that Steve, Bucky, and Logan have bombs implanted in them now, and they're just playing with their food. Not surprising for a bunch of bastards, but I expected better of you, Petey. Or seeing that Colossus is with them. And it's like, okay. This is more kind of like a crazy what if story. It's like, no, I would never do that to you, Logan. Pretty much saying that he's going to let them survive if they just leave and go prepare and do their own kind of stuff and just leave them to themselves. However, Deadpool's like, fuck that shit, blows up Cap, blows up Bucky, and Wolverine as well. But of course, Wolverine survives and is like, I'm going to pretty much kill you motherfuckers. And that's that. It's like, wasn't really for me, but it could be for other people. I just don't like the characterization of it, of what's kind of going on. Art's nice. I mean, that's fucking great. And the Dino fight's awesome. Now let's go to Storm, issue 1. This was a better one for me, and I really like the art as well. Who is Aurora Monroe? Dear audience, coming up with a quick, catchy soundbite for an introduction for this larger-than-life personality might prove too difficult even for yours truly. On the streets of Cairo, she was an exceptional pickpocket. In the rural settlements that border Kenya and Tanzania, she was worshipped as a goddess of harvest. And that's fucking awesome. And then seeing all her different iconic kind of outfits, awesome. She was the Queen of Wakanda, the Regent of Araco, an X-Man, an Avenger, of course, Avenger, a Weather Witch. But this morning, live from the city of Atlanta, Georgia, she dons the unmistakable regalia and the title of the hero known as... I love that. We're zooming out. Storm. That's fucking awesome right there. I was like, I like the black kind of version of it, even though I'm more partial to the white one, since the main one that I know is from the animated series, but that just fucking rocks. Let's shift here. From the chatter on the streets and the whispers in the superhero space, we might be expecting to see the grand opening of the newly erected behemoth of a building, the Storm Sanctuary. Let's see. Since the fall of the mutant nation of Krakoa, an instance of mutant acceptance has never been this high, owing largely to the heroic actions of Storm in Oklahoma City. It is not a stretch of the imagination to assume that Aurora Monroe will strike while the iron is hot, and capitalize on this great opportunity to announce her much-rumored interest in running for Congress. Inhale, exhale. And here she is, ladies and gentlemen, and all peoples. And seeing all the different kind of animals and stuff's really kind of cool. Seeing her kind of fly through, it's like, okay. That Congress thing kind of brings me up of, like, seeing Bucky do that kind of stuff in, like, Captain America Brave New World. It's like, okay, we'll see how this goes. We have Storm, with her announcement, Atlanta now. At this very second, the world was about to become a radically different place. Oklahoma City, 7 days ago. And like many monumental moments, it all started with a big bang. As we see that bang, it's like, ah, shit! When Storm was but a child, the screech of combustion ripped her home into shards. The heat from its fires made an oven of the crumbled concrete. This is horrible, Storm. It'd be a miracle if anyone survived. This was a scene very much like the one that took Storm's parents from her. It is truly heartbreaking, Frenzy, but that is why we're here. As we see the fallout from that, it's like, oh shit. To perform miracles. I like that kind of action superhero pose in there. It's like, yeah. Alright. Why are the streets so empty? Surely not everyone in the city is trapped under rubble. I can call in the rest of my X Factor teammates. We are... I'm like, ooh, I heard some bad... depending upon which X Factor we're talking about, if it's like the government-sanctioned kind of one, there's some crazy shit going on with that. But then she's like, what? Shockwave, incoming at 3 o'clock. Sure you got this? Always. It's like, ah! And she's like dealing with that shockwave. And this is a really kind of cool use of Storm's powers, where she's dealing with that shockwave. It's like, alright, step back and shield the young one with your bodies. Don't worry, Claire. Everything will be alright. Mom and Dad are here. Years ago, mortar, wood, and steel made an orphan of Storm. On this day, the orphan saves a family from the same fate. Storm. Another incoming shockwave. I'm on it. I'm like, yay, Storm! Can you walk or do you need my help getting up? I'm sorry. Please don't hurt us. Please. Orcus? It's like, if they wanted to hurt you, they'd just leave you under the rubble. Snap out of it, Frenzy. We save everyone. And I do like Storm doing that. It's like, come on. Kill their hate with kindness and everything. And then, of course, we see them going through Storm dealing with the shockwaves and everything, helping people and everything. I really like that. Storm! Another shockwave incoming! And Frenzy's pretty cool, too. I'm not that... I don't know that much about the character, but I'm like, alright, they're helping out. They're helping everybody out and everything. It's really kind of cool. She's got, like, awesome super strength. And what's kind of going on? It's like, alright, let's see what's going on here. When two waves exactly the same yet opposing fold into each other, they both cease to exist. For every approaching shockwave, Storm shudders the air molecules around her with such precision that the advancing threat is nullified. This time, however, was different. Concealed within the shockwave was a sharp piece of branch from the surrounding flora. It sinks deep. It's like, sucks. It's like, shit, ow. This was our universe's first attempt at taking Storm's life. It's like, oh shit, what? What do you mean by that? As we start seeing the larger kind of story playing out here. She's hurt, and seeing her kind of like try and cauterize the wound and everything. If you pay close enough attention, you will witness many more, until you see the one that finally succeeds. I'm like, that's not good. I understand now why the streets were empty when we arrived. We need to stop these shockwaves first. You're still bleeding. We need to get you to medical... Fuck! As she just... Blah, blah, blah. It's like, alright. Don't die on a storm. Saplings forced to let go of their grip on Mother Earth. Aquatic life floats lifeless from radiation exposure. Innocent creatures turned inside out under the sudden rise of the air pressure around them. The fury of the goddess is icy, freezing retribution. She despises everything this fallen monument to human comfort has caused the ecosystem. With you on that, Storm. But what was within the power plant seemed much more furious. Shockwave incoming! Everyone get behind me! And doing a thunderclap like that, I'm like, okay, glad that she's able to do that as well. Let's try this again, shall we? As though her injuries were not heavy enough a burden, Storm now showed signs of radiation poisoning, yet she proceeded onward to find the source of this recursive destruction. As we see her puking and everything, it's like, damn, she even braves radiation for this. This was not the goddess' first dance with death after all. However, rather than finding a failing nuclear reactor spewing toxic venom, Storm found a crying mutant child surrounded by corpses. I'm sorry, I can't stop myself. And that sucks. It's like, God, fuck. All mutants of great power know of this day, the day of adolescence. For humans, it's often an awkward day in public, a day they swear they almost died of sheer disgrace. The more I try to stop, the worse it gets. Please, please, Storm, kill me. And it's like, oh, I'm so sorry. For many mutants, however, it's a day of true dread. Unable to control, and I liked her face there, it's like, oh shit. Unable to control the birth of new abilities, manslaughter is not as rare as you would expect. For this new mutant, on this day, Storm had nothing but bitter empathy. Enough lives have been lost today, child. She hugs the kid. Thank you, Storm. And of course we see 3 days later and see what's kind of going on. Cops and scientists were brought over to investigate what could have made our reactor go nuclear. Guess what they found? Dead engineers, murdered students, and a fucking alien kaiju, of course, as we do see the alien kaiju kind of things. Like, what the fuck? Of course, the thing killed them. What were they thinking? It's like, okay, our country's going to shit, I tell you. Too lazy to build a decent whatchamacallit. Nuclear reactor. Yeah. Why we gotta borrow from the extraterrestrials? Those fucks tried to invade us half the damn time. If the muties weren't there to save us, it'd be a whole nother story. National tragedy and whatnot. It's like, wow, you have actually no fucking idea what the fuck's going on. I went on 3 tours for this country. Afghanistan, Iraq, and the blue area of the moon. Interesting to add that up there. I pick up my kid from school with a bruised face and no one will talk to me. Not the teachers, not the principal. My kid is being bullied just because his good-for-nothing father was one of the alien kaiju engineers. When did it become a crime in this country to be related to a deadbeat? It's like, yep. Please, don't. I just lost my wife. What else do you want me? You know what? Fuck you. Yes, they used alien tech for the power plant. It worked great for a year. They were supposed to win a Nobel Prize for it. Someone must have sabotaged their work. There's no way that my wife would ever endanger people's lives. She wouldn't. She loved humanity so much. When you realize when you suddenly realize how real the extraterrestrial threat is and how little the government cares about shielding us from that threat, you are suddenly glad that the mutant next door has the power to protect the neighborhood with his eye lasers. Cyclops. I ran all the numbers. I scanned the whole area. These guys' work is so cutting edge, I'm jealous I didn't think of it first. Would have loved to ask them a few questions. Too bad they all went, boom. And this is interesting because he's still in his improvised armor here. How many times did you run the numbers? I don't ask you to create indoor rain cloud storm, Tony. Sigh. 866,978,275 times. On multiple machines through various quantum processing units using several algorithms, including some designed by Reed Richards, Lunella Lafayette, Forge, Riri Williams, and your former sister-in-law, Shuri. I'm sorry. I know the last thing you wanted to hear was that the birth of a mutant killed all those people. In the wake of this tragedy, mutants are finally looked on as heroes. They are loved. You are loved. But the price has been the reputation of dead engineers. I know, Tony. I just wanted somebody else to run the numbers, to tell me that I was wrong. The mutant child will be hated if people find out what really happened. They'll be seen as a terrorist. The hatred and the fear will spread to every innocent mutant in the nation, and will make things so much worse. So, Aurora Monroe, you have a call to make. Stay silent and let mutants have this win, or tell the truth to defend the honor of the deceased. Yep, Atlanta now. And, god damn, that's really good Storm right there. Cough, cough, cough. Because of the goddess, the radiation poisoning side. I am Storm, mistress of the elements. And then we get a look on here. And I kind of like how this is done as she tells everything. Long have I been a member of the brave X-Men, Haven, home of the uncanny X-Men, New Orleans. Cool. I look forward to doing great things with the mighty Avengers, Avengers HQ, or Earth's orbit. As much as I adore sharing the goals and values of comrades, I must take on my own goals and values and identity, declare them to the whole world, so the innocent may rest easy and the wicked may tremble in fear. First, I would like to present to you a haven in the day of adversity, a solace during difficult times, and a refuge in the hours of need, the Storm Sanctuary. I want not only mutants, but humans, sorcerers, interplanetary immigrants, superhumans, and gods, and everyone who calls this planet home to look up in their moments of trouble and give a sigh of relief because Storm has made their skies her new home. Cool! However, to truly soar to great heights, I must first shed the shackles that weigh me down so heavily. The manifestation of mutant abilities, a coming of age for our kind, can be such a beautiful sight to behold, a treasured experience, but it can also be a punishing one, cruel to both wielder, loved ones, and those we least expect. It saddens me greatly that the tragic events in Oklahoma City, Storm tells the public the truth about the Oklahoma City power plant. How the devastating disaster was caused by a mutant, not their engineers. Storm continues to speak heartfelt words, but even the blind could see, their joy twisted into hate. Of course, the X-Men, the uncanny X-Men, not good. Shit. Their love had morphed into fear, and of course, the Avengers know that they have to deal with it. But that's what they should do, to help out people. Storm, on her first day of declaring herself Earth's protector and nurturer, had fueled prejudice within its humans and made its mutants the target of public disdain. I disagree with that. She told the truth and made sure that people that were dead were not thought of as the cause. Fucking assholes who choose to be prejudiced dick shits would use that shit anyway, no matter what. So, fuck 'em. But beyond our planet, our solar system, our universe even, another watches with the unquestionable intent of the cosmos. I am eternity, the beginning with no end, and I have found you worthy, Aurora Monroe. To me, my eternal Storm. And we see her shift and have this crazy-ass outfit. It's like, ooh. And of course, this is teasing Volume 1 on sale now. I'm like, shit. So, I'm not really that well versed with Storm, except what I've seen in the X-Men movies and the show. But I really loved this comic and seeing her protect the people and show empathy for that new mutant, for what's going on, and choosing the right thing to do and tell the truth of what was going on, even with the horrible repercussions that'll probably come on. But you have to deal with those consequences, so I really liked seeing that for her. So, if you'd like to check these out, definitely look for them. I really wasn't into the handling of the Fantastic Four in FF575, and Wolverine's Revenge kind of really wasn't for me, but Storm, that's hitting. I like the artwork was the main things that got me on for all three of those. But the artwork for Storm was on point. So, those are my opinions on the must-haves. Tell me what you guys think in the comments below. If you liked them, if you didn't like them, if you agree with me, if you disagree with me. Also, like and subscribe, and I hope you have a good day.